Hi there, Carl. Massy here, coach, strategist and author of a few books. And thank you for joining me for this presentation where I'm going to talk about my coaching journey. So this video is for someone who's interested in coaching, and that can be in different forms. That can be a full-time coach, that can be a part-time coach, or that can be learning coaching skills to integrate into your working environment. Maybe you're a team leader, you're a manager, and you'd like to have some coaching skills to complement the results you get with your team, bring out their very best. So I'm going to talk about my coaching journey, how I got here, some of the things along the way, and then what I'm leading into is I'm going to do 5 videos that will serve you to give you a better sense about, some of the things along the coaching journey. What are some of the best tips and tools? What are some of the biggest mistakes? What are some of the myths? And how to create a successful coaching business. So you're going to find out more information about the coaching space, and you can get a sense of my philosophies around it as well. So this coaching thing, and I might have to spin it back. So I joined the military to do officer training in the Australian Defence Force. And one of the things we were taught through that process, the officer training, was actually counselling. So I was interested, and I was always involved in counselling for the 14 years that I was an officer in the Army. And one of the things I loved, and so much about the military training we had, was about leadership. And my belief too is that coaching is really good leadership. So in the past, it really was good leadership that was the thing that's become coaching. Coaching is about teaching people to become better leaders of themselves and better leaders of others, better leaders in the choice they make. So I was always interested in that leadership part. I was interested in the counselling part. So that's where I started out. So 14 years involved in that space. And I jokingly say about learning how to convince people to do stuff that they don't really want to do. So in the military, sometimes you're encouraging people to do things they really don't want to do. So building the skills up of influence. And that definitely is part of this coaching skill set. I saw a presentation or a workshop by Anthony Robbins, so one of the top success coaches in the US. And when I was exposed to his work, it sort of opened myself up to it. I mean, he's larger than life. Some of the things he does on stage is just miraculous. So seeing that, I'm like, yes, I want to have that experience. I want to do this coaching thing. Pretty intimidating seeing him there, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to start working towards building up my skill set for coaching. And I was still in the tail end of the time in the military. I was a major in the Army at that point in time, but I was planning on getting out and transitioning. And that transition took a little bit longer because I sort of did a sideways path of consulting for 5 years to Olympic Games and mega events. And one of the things that I realised when I was doing that consulting, and I was in Athens consulting to these senior police officers and talking about how to prepare, particularly the security for the Olympic Games. And I'd done a number of games before consulting, so I was pretty comfortable in that space. And I realised the bit that I enjoyed most, wasn't going strategically through the plans and helping them get there. The bit I enjoyed most was helping them emotionally overcome their fear of this huge thing called the Olympics. Because they would be going into it, and maybe they've done security for a couple of football games and that sort of thing. But the Olympics is monolithic. It's multiple events, multiple days, world stage, like high stakes. So I loved the idea of emotionally working with someone to go through this, putting the plans together. Yeah, I love that stuff, but also how can we get this person who's freaking out about this but doesn't want to be seen as freaking out because they're a leader within their organisation. So I love the complexity and the nuances and working with someone to try and bring out within themselves this confidence in themselves. So that was fascinating for me to see and be a part of. So that, further reinforced me wanting to be this coach. And at the same time, I was doing a personal fitness trainer's course. I wanted to build up skill sets. I was doing Reiki training as well, some energy work. I was always into fitness training, so there was this health element that was coming into my coaching stuff. And then I decided when I finished the consulting work I was doing, I was working over in the Middle East on the Asian Games, and I decided to go and do a NLP Master Practitioner's course in the USA. It was about a 3-week course, deep dive, fantastic experience. And one of the big things, takeaways for me, is the instructor who took us through that program was such a surfy, laid-back, casual, long blonde hair sort of dude, but highly effective. And it allowed me to see the contrast between the Tony Robbins, larger than life out there, and their super casual guy, both of them getting great results. So I decided I wanted to be somewhere in the middle of that mix. So it was nice seeing different examples of someone coaching. So then I started out and I moved to Bali, and that's where I'm recording this video at the moment. I've been here for 13 years now. So I moved to Bali in end of 2007, and I'd finished doing my training courses. I'd done another advanced course of Tony Robbins, Date with Destiny, a 4 or 5 day event, and again, learning lots through that process. So I landed in Bali end of 2007 to start my coaching practice. And, I need to tell you this, like the coaching practice, and I've been coaching now for over 10 years, it was just a rocky road. It was like lots of ups and downs and back to front, and times where you're having complete doubts about it. So, my first lesson and teaching for anyone wanting to be a coach, and particularly if you want to become a full-time coach, is knowing that it's a journey, and it's a challenging journey, particularly if you've come from working for someone else. And I often say there's a big gap between working for someone else and working for yourself, creating your own business, and in this case, coaching business. And that gap is the size of the Grand Canyon. Because when we're working for someone else, we have these resources around us, we have these, people above us, people below us, we've got all of that where we can get feedback and we can get support. When you start your own business, particularly as you start maybe as a solopreneur, small business, you don't have those resources around you. And the other thing is you're face to face with your customers. And you're face to face with your bank account, and you're face to face with the direct feedback from the clients who want to work with you or don't want to work with you, or are rejecting your proposals, or whatever it is. So you need to have this intestinal fortitude to manage, to be in that space and be okay within that space. So that can be one of the biggest challenges, is, getting out there in this coaching space and not having that support network necessarily around you. So I, a lot of times will say, and here in Bali, sometimes I've got more respect for the person who has their little pop-up shop, hole in the wall type thing, who runs their own business. I think they are more courageous in some spaces than someone that might be working as a senior executive in a business. That person who's got their small hole in the wall little cafe shop sort of thing, again is got this direct interaction with their customers, and can see if they look in their bank account, it's directly proportional to what they've created. It's not a weekly salary or monthly salary or fortnightly salary, whatever it is, working for the man. So that was a big transition piece, to realize that generating money came down to me. And it wasn't a steady stream when I was previously employed. I would have to go out there and work and hustle for it. I'd have to create things. And on this creation journey as well, there's some stuff that worked and some stuff that totally tanked. So it's being comfortable with that. And that will be one of the things I talk about in one of the 5 videos that I'll make up for you, to give you a better insight into what works, what doesn't work, what are the biggest challenges. So here I am, over 10 years into the coaching space, and my coaching journey has been, I'm principally a coach, but I do other things as well. I obviously write books, which is a part of it. I do podcasts, I do presentations, I do workshops, I do live workshops, I do online workshops. Sometimes I do retreats. Maybe I take a group for a hike in Nepal or something like that. So there's lots of different ways that I can express this coaching thing. It doesn't just have to be me one-on-one or me with a group. So again, I'll talk a little bit more about some of those. So that is essentially my coaching journey. I'm still on it. And one of the things for us is being committed to the long-term journey of coaching rather than thinking it's just, we're going to get there quickly. So again, this will be something that I talk about in one of the 5 videos. So if you haven't signed up for the videos, make sure you sign up for those. They'll be coming into your inbox, and I'll have one video that you can get a look at down below. So you'll get a sense about what the training is there, and then you can sign up for the other 4 and check those out. So if you've got any questions to me about coaching and the coaching journey and whether it seems right for you, again, I only take like 2 apprentices per year. So I love working one-on-one with someone for an extended period of time. So if you would like to reach out and find a little bit more about what that apprenticeship program might look like and see whether we're the right fit for each other, because I will only work with an apprentice where I feel that we're the right fit together. So, we need to have some conversations to see where we're at with that. And you watching some of the videos I've created for you will give a sense of whether you are in alignment. You need to resonate with your teacher if you want to get the most out of it. And, working with me, we need to resonate together. We need to work well together as a team, particularly as it will be a 12-month relationship. So wherever you are on this beautiful, gorgeous planet of ours, I look forward to hearing from you if you'd like more information from me. And if you're just on a coaching journey, I just wish you all the very best for your coaching journey. Enjoy the ride and take care.